This is about defending democracy. This is no longer Democrats versus Republicans. What do you want your kids to believe in? There must be give and take.
This is White Flag with Joe Walsh.
Proselytize. It's time to proselytize. All you Republicans and conservatives and never Trumpers, former Republicans, principled conservatives, whatever you are, part of this coalition. Like me, you've taken the step and you've outed yourself. You've gone public, which is a big deal, which is a big fucking step. You've gone public. Republicans for Harris. I'm a Republican and I'm voting for Kamala Harris. I'm a principled conservative and I'm voting for Kamala Harris. It's a big step. It's a courageous step. And I'm going to tell you something. I was on a call last night, Republicans for Harris, a big old Zoom call. 70, 80, 90,000 people on the call. And the first point I made was how damn courageous it is for all of us to identify as a Republican, identify as a conservative. And we don't just say we oppose Donald Trump. We say publicly in the public square, we're supporting the only person who can beat Donald Trump. That's the Democratic nominee. That's Kamala Harris. That's a big deal because when you do that, that's a courageous deal. When you do that, when you say that, you are ending your career as an elected Republican. Understand that. When I came out against Trump 5-6 years ago, I knew I was ending my career as a Republican. Adam Kinzinger, my buddy and colleague, comes out against Trump a couple years ago. He knows he's ending his career as a Republican. Agree or disagree, applaud the courage. But it's not just us. It's not just national Republicans for Harris. We win this and we defeat Trump when all of you local Republicans across the country, but all of you local Republicans in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin and North Carolina and Georgia, in these battleground states, when you local Republicans and you state Republicans come out in your own public squares and you say, I oppose him, he's unfit, therefore I am obligated to support the only person who can beat him, and that's the Democratic nominee. And by the way, that's what it is. That's what it is. All of, if you're speaking with Republicans who don't know if they should oppose Trump, they don't like Trump, and they don't know if they should support the Democratic nominee, start there. Ask them that question. Do you believe Donald Trump is unfit? And when they say yes, unfit to be president, when they say yes, that means they believe Donald Trump is a danger to this country. When you're saying he's unfit to be president, he's a danger to this country. If you believe that, I mean, internalize that. If you truly believe that, then you have to vote for the only person who can keep that danger out of the White House. I said on the call last night, forget talking about Trump anymore. That's done. He's unfit. It's up to all of you Republicans in all of your neighborhoods and all of your communities, especially in the battleground states, now to proselytize, to walk out of your house, walk into your community, walk into your school groups, all the groups you belong to, walk into your local Republican groups and say, out yourself, say, I am a Republican. Donald Trump is unfit. Therefore, I'm voting for Kamala Harris, the only person who can beat that guy who is unfit. You have to do that now. The time for talking is over. The time for making the case is over. Out yourself. All of you brave local Republicans, out yourself. You're a Republican for Harris. You're a Republican for Harris. You're not a Democrat. You're a Republican for Harris. And what I tried to do on the call last night was give some tools. Once you out yourself, once you begin to proselytize as a local Republican for Harris, you need tools. What will work with other Republicans, other conservatives? I speak with Republicans every day. I speak with Trump supporters every single day. I have found that these three messages work better than any other messages in convincing, helping to encourage, and maybe even convincing Republicans to oppose Trump. Number one, I say you're way better than Trump thinks you are. Trump does not think very highly of you, Trump supporter, Republican. He doesn't. He lies to you every day. He feeds you bullshit every day. He takes advantage of you every day. He tries to fool you every day. Someone who does that to you every single day is someone who doesn't think very highly of you. Donald Trump supporter, I say, appeals to the very worst in you, of you. He believes you're intolerant. He believes you're easily scared. He believes you're cruel. You are better than Donald Trump thinks you are. I say that all the time to Trump supporters, and I say that all the time to Republicans. I have found that message connects. The second thing I say to Trump supporters and Republicans to try to encourage and convince them to oppose Trump, and I have found that this works too, I ask a simple question. Do you want this party to no longer be Trump's party? Do you want the Republican Party to move on from Trump? And Trump is undoubtedly, I get a yes. And then that enables me to say very respectfully, well, the best and easiest and fastest way for the Republican Party to move on from Donald Trump is for Donald Trump to get his ass spanked this November. Trump needs to lose decisively. The only way, the only shot Republicans have to begin to move from Trump is for Trump to lose in the mother of all landslides this November. That means we all got to suck it up and do our part to vote for Kamala Harris, because that will help ensure a landslide. I have found that that message resonates. Finally, the message that still resonates is January 6th. The message that resonates when I talk to Trump supporters and Republicans is Donald Trump still hasn't conceded the 2020 election. Donald Trump incited a violent attempt to overthrow the 2020 election. He's doing it again right now. Trump right now is refusing to say he'll concede if he loses again. And Trump supporter, you know that if and when he loses, he won't concede. Shame on him. Shame on him. That's the opposite of what we teach our children, to be a good, respectful loser. Elections are the heartbeat of America. We all make a pact. Winners or losers, we all agree to accept the verdict, to accept the result, to accept the will of the people. Donald Trump never will. And he's telling us again he won't. Man, that's a direct attack against our democracy. I have found that message, respectfully put in front of Trump supporters and Republicans, resonates as well. Those are the three messages. Those are the three tools. You're better than Trump thinks you are. If you want the Republican Party to return to something sane and return to a Ronald Reagan party, then Trump needs to lose big time this November. And finally, he's doing it again. He's inciting chaos and violence again. He will not accept the results of this election. Proselytize, all you Republicans for Harris. Go forth in your neighborhoods, in your towns now. It's time to do the work. It's time to do the work. Enough talking about Trump. It's time to get out there and do the work at whatever level you're at. Take those three tools, those three messages with you. Thank you. Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh, whiteflag@gmail.com is my email. All one word, Joe Walsh, whiteflag@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, share, and follow White Flag with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been White Flag with Joe Walsh.